one of the biggest stories of the 50 biggest stories that we have going on is, of course, the potential for the United States to get involved in a war with Iran. And it is creating some fissures on the right. I think we talked about this yesterday. The reason why we're seeing these fissures is because I think of the size and the nature of the size of the right-wing media now and the nature of media writ large. Because many of these fissures existed in the run-up to the Iraq War, but they were much more marginalized. But now marginal fissures can push to the center more because of the nature of social media.
Fox News used to be the only show in town with all that funding behind it, and you have Tucker Carlson is backed by Elon Musk's money here, right?
Yes.
He has his show on X. You got, the Daily Wire is falling apart, but you have the PBD guys. Who knows how much money they're getting from right-wing sources? There's just a lot of that you can be a little bit more bespoke with your right-wing reactionary content now. And
we should say, I think I mentioned this yesterday. Janine Garofalo, I had co-hosted with Tucker Carlson back in 2003, whatever the name of Crossfire. And Tucker Carlson at that time was promoting the Iraq War, but he wasn't really into it, I think was the quote that I heard about their conversation backstage. And he later on a radio program, like a morning zoo show, called the Iraqis monkeys and said, I don't care about that.
Semi-literate, I think, was the adjective.
And so his lack of interest in engaging in that part of the world has been consistent. Not necessarily for reasons that you might agree with, but just because.
Rooted in bigotry, as is all of the right-wing isolationism, whereas I don't want to waste my time with these dirty, people in the Middle East, basically is fundamentally what they'll say. Or if it's rooted in this kind of like anti-Semitic conspiracy theory that the Jews are starting all the wars.
100%. Understand, you can have an issue with Israel because it is an ethno-nationalist state running an apartheid regime, among other problems. Or you can have an issue with Israel because you see it as a Jewish nation. Right. Because they don't have a problem. These people did not have a problem with South Africa. I can assure you of that.
Yep.
Tucker literally told Trump about the South Africa white genocide conspiracy theory in 2018. Trump tweeted thanking him for bringing it to his attention.
And now we're bringing over white refugees from there. Yeah.
Nevertheless, particularly in a run-up to war, any type of fractures are helpful. And, like we say, a broken clock is right twice a day. You still don't want to carry around that clock to tell you time. But this was an interesting exchange with Tucker Carlson and his fellow podcaster, Ted Cruz, who also moonlights as a senator.
How many people live in Iran, by the way? I don't know the population at all. No, I don't know the population. You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple? How many people live in Iran? 92 million. Okay. Yeah, how could you not know that? I don't sit around memorizing population tables. Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government. Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million?
Pause it for a second. Now, this is where Ted Cruz, law school student, lawyer, former moot court debater, is pretty good. Why is it relevant whether it's 80 million or 90 million or 100 million? I got news for you. Had Tucker said it's 16 million, Ted Cruz would have said, what difference does it make? It's 16 million, 20 million, 18 million?
Yep.
Ted Cruz had no idea that Iran was so large. Absolutely, I will go to my grave. I will tell you that had Tucker Carlson said it's 20 million, that Ted Cruz would not have batted an eye and would have said, what's the difference?
Yeah.
20, 21, 25.
Tucker should have made him guess.
It
Exactly.
was interesting to see also the glee on Tucker's face where he feels like he got him. But
Well, he did.
The reason it's relevant, Ted, is as Tucker Carlson said, you're calling for regime change in this country, which was also almost identical to the calls prior to the Iraq War, which is half the size in population and a fourth in the size of geography.
Because you're calling for the overthrow of the government.
Why is it relevant whether it's,
because
it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that
because if
relevant?
you don't know anything about the country,
I didn't say I don't know anything about
okay, what's the ethnic mix of Iran?
They are Persians and
What percent?
predominantly Shia. Okay, this is
no,
cute.
it's not
Okay.
even. You don't know anything about Iran, so
Okay,
actually
I
the
am not
country,
the Tucker Carlson
No, but
expert on Iran.
You're a
who
senator
says,
who's calling for the
you're the one
overthrow
who
of the
claims,
government.
You're the
and
one
you
who
don't know
claims
anything about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump.
No,
You're the
I'm not
one
saying that.
who can't figure out a
Pause it for a second. I don't know why. We should probably do a little breaking news here. 90 million people trying to kill Donald Trump.
Yes.
That's the nature of the country. The entire country trying to kill Donald Trump.
And
Also, why are they doing that? If you want a history lesson, maybe because we did an assassination on one of their top leaders.
There's no basis for this claim. The shooter, there's no evidence that we've seen that the shooter was more than a lone wolf trying to make a name for himself. But this is him, AIPAC, awash in AIPAC money, Ted Cruz, doing Netanyahu's bidding, trying to appeal to Donald Trump's Messiah complex that apparently he's completely bought into, that he now has a mandate from God that saved him. Like the reporting says that is what he truly believes after the assassination attempt. So he's trying to appeal to his
God
ego
did that.
here.
I
Yeah,
believe
God
that,
did
too.
that. Right. And it could work. That's what's scary because Trump has no moral character.
Well, the irony is that I am quite convinced, although I'm not exactly sure of this, that Trump at one point did reference George W. Bush, wanting to invade and overthrow Saddam Hussein because Saddam Hussein had a plot to kill George Herbert Walker Bush. I mean, I would never protect my dad, but me? Wait a second. All right, go back just a little bit.
Senator who's calling for the
you're the one
overthrow
who
of the
claims-
government.
you're the
and
one
you
who
don't know anything
claims-
about the country.
No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump.
No,
You're the
I'm
one
not saying that.
who can't figure out
I'm
if it was
saying
a good
you don't
idea to kill
believe-
General Soleimani, and you said it was bad.
believe they're trying to murder Trump.
Yes, I do.
Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really
we
believe
are
that,
carrying out military strikes today.
you said Israel was.
Right, with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
We're not
at all.
bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is high
Israel. as their-
stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war
we're-
with Iran right now, people are listening.
Okay.
God. Honestly, like, it is fun to watch Tucker Carlson's creepy, petty,
Cackle.
weird cackle deployed against someone who is equally creepy, cackling,
Yes.
and loathsome. I mean, this is, if there was ever a moment where we should play the drop, let them fight, this is it.
You know, when you see, this is your face when you accidentally reveal state secrets on Tucker Carlson's program. Do you remember this?
What's the...
That was that.
The porn that Ted liked. I think,
So that was that woman making that face. That's my joke for the day.
Oh, all right.
I mean, he just revealed that we were involved, which
Well,
Trump is denying.
It's the royal we. It's the royal we, as in...
Me and the Israel lobby.
the 51st state.
I mean, this is, first off, I mean, aside from the fact that Tucker Carlson tricked Ted Cruz into admitting that we, the United States, or maybe he means his family, is involved in helping the Israelis bomb Iran. Iran, this is so dangerous because if Iran is in the position of not being able to pretend that the United States is not involved in this, they're going to have domestic pressure to attack U.S. assets, and then Donald Trump is going to attack. I mean, that is where we're at this point. Unfortunately, Ted Cruz may be considered enough of a joke, and Tucker Carlson's program is considered enough of a joke that this was not going to be taken seriously. But this is how close we are to getting sucked into this. And Donald Trump is obviously like going back and forth. It depends on, which of his last advisors he will be talking to. Tucker Carlson and Sean Hannity are going to have to duke it out in some arena or something. But we are very, very close to getting sucked into this.
And the reason the size of the country is so relevant is because of how much of a boondoggle Iraq was. Just compare it. And Iraq, we killed up to 1 million people. Like, this was such the fact that this country's memory hold this is crazy. And what Trump is hearing from Netanyahu is Hezbollah is severely weakened. Syria, Assad was toppled, who was allied with the Iranians and with the Russians, and that this is the time to strike. This has been the wet dream of neocons since the pre-Iraq war days. And what he's hearing from Netanyahu and all of those other hawks in his administration, which, whatever, he can be swayed, is now's the time to strike. And that's why it's so important that, because we're not in power right now. It's only the Republicans in the House and Senate. If Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene are going to say, don't do this, we have to take it for right now.
Hey, folks, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and check out our daily show. We do it every day at 12 p.m. Eastern for about 2.5 hours. We even take phone calls. You should check that out.